Hello and welcome to Action Theater Presents an Extra Dose. Today's feature, we are showing Enemy at the Gates from 2001, starring Joseph Fiennes, Judd Law, Rachel Weisz, the late great Bob Hopkins, Ed Harris, Ron Perlman, Gabriel Marshall. Directed by Gene Jacques Ananad.
Jean Jacques Anod.
It's a hard name to pronounce.
It is, yeah.
This is a drama historical from 2001. Would you like to read the synopsis?
I am. I'm not on Cosme at present, but
Okay.
the story is it's based on a true story. It's the Battle of Stalingrad, and it tells the story of Vasily Zaitsev. And my avatar today is the real life Vasily Zaitsev, and he basically became the Germans' most feared enemy. He became basically one of the most prolific snipers during World War II. So much so that the Germans sent their own best sniper after him. And that's kind of the mini battle that is taking place during the bigger one, that being the Battle of Stalingrad. And then, kind of in the middle of this maelstrom, it becomes this cat and mouse game between these two snipers. And it's also got this subplot of like, this guy kind of in a way becomes like in a weird sort of a way becomes his press agent at the same time, and is kind of like pumping up his stature even more. So there's a little bit of that, and you've got the political intrigue that's going on in the background. This up and coming military officer by the name of Nikita Khrushchev, yeah, and who's played by Bob Hoskins. And then you get a little romance on the side with Rachel Weisz. So yeah, this is a movie that's got a little something for everybody. There's a little bit of Hollywood in it, but a little bit of just enough of the truth in there too. So if there's anybody here who's watching this movie for the first time, you're in for an interesting treat.
Yeah, I'll be watching it for the first time. I've never actually seen it. So.
Okay.
Say hello to a few friends. Enigma Service. And hello. And of course, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Saying, what's up? Happy Saturday. And you guys can follow along, those at home, at our screening room. We can't show these here on YouTube because we're restricted from the rules and regulations of YouTube and copyright law. We don't want to get in trouble. We don't want to get sued. We have to follow the rules, unfortunately. So this is like a fan commentary and general reaction, since I'll be seeing this one for the first time today. So it's pinned right up there at the top on both of our chats. You're welcome to head over there now. I'll give a quick countdown and we'll start this So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. And let me know if there's any audio problems or visual problems. I can adjust it.
We have the Paramount logo. Oh, yeah. Bill, it might be best to go ahead and put the commentary only banner up to let everybody sync up with us.
Yeah.
And this is the old Mandalay Entertainment logo, one of those production company logos I've come to miss. Mandalay Pictures, which is now part of Lionsgate. Here. And what we are seeing here is the young Vasily Zaitsev. Learning to hunt, basically. Mm.
Get a title card, enemy at the gates. So they're on the Mother Russia side, right? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Oh, welcome back. So you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah. September 20th, 1942. And you're going to see very early on here uh, why the Russians lost so many men right away in this battle. Um, for one thing, they are basically out in the open. Half of them are not even armed. Anyone who tries to run is immediately shot. And then there's the Germans to worry about. Yeah. So there you go.
Oh, damn! Wow. Yeah, this is getting started off bloody, huh?
Yeah, it's got some Private Ryan level stuff in it.
They're just being shot because they think they're fleeing and they're in the water trying to get to safety. My gosh. I don't think when you're attacked and you're in the water doesn't qualify as trying to escape service. Movie or you'll be shot. Well, what if I have too many rifles? Damn it.
Just gets 5 rounds, but no rifle.
They didn't have enough guns for all of their soldiers. Kind of messed up.
No. And hello, Gambit. They're about 15 minutes into Enemy at the Gates. Okay, 12 and a half. Okay.
It's pretty intense. So quiet it all down so they could just show part of the battle.
Yeah.
Hello, Connie Cleary. Good to see you.
Yeah, who do you root for? Hitler or Stalin?
Yeah, they were both pretty terrible. Okay, they were both
Yeah.
really terrible.
So it's like you gotta just root for the average foot soldier, man, because the guys who don't want to be there. Never was, and will the enemy put his foot in the soil of Stalingrad? That's what it says. Of course, we get our introduction here to Joseph Fiennes' character, who's kind of a, like I said, the guy kind of becomes the. He's basically a propaganda man.
Hello to LDG, dropping by to say hello, give it a like. Bolt action rifle. I don't know what particular one is, but pretty. Maybe it's similar to our 30-06. He only got that one thing of bullets too, didn't he?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be pretty careful not to give off your position. Oh, nice one. Nice shot. Right in the head. Oh, oh, nice. That's two. Three. Oh, grenade. Four. Five. He's probably got what, two or three shots left. Right?
No, that was it.
That was it. Five.
Yeah, 5 was all he gave him.
He's got to find more ammo. That's okay, Enigma. We'll let it slide. If right or wrong. We're not too judgmental on grammar.
Yeah.
So this Bob Hopkins character.
It was Nikita Khrushchev, who, of course, eventually becomes the Soviet premier.
Is that name? Is that saying he needs to shoot himself because he's a coward?
Yeah.
He did it.
These guys, no, this is it. These guys are not dicking around. This is to the death. Period.
Well, it's not Bob Hoskins in Super Mario Brothers. That's for darn sure.
No.
Or framing a Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing where you don't kill everybody. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah, he was good. He was good in Cap and Hook. Hello, Andrea Black. Good to see you. They're following his every kill, huh? Wow, he's really racking it up, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Basically, he basically was Chris Kyle, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're Was those two men kissing, or a man and a woman? I couldn't
No,
tell. It
no.
happened so quick.
There are women fighting. Everybody
Okay.
is fighting. It's
Okay.
the women, the children. Everybody is getting involved.
He's got this kid imitating him, like
Yeah.
this kid's already looks up to him as a hero, huh?
And the woman who's going to break up the partnership.
Uh,
Of course, here's Ed Harris as Major Koenig, who's the man that they're going to send after Vasily. German headquarters,
must-
October 21st, 1942.
Must have been hard putting on the uniform of the SS officer. Hey, isn't that guy a Frenchman? He played a German. Hmm.
To FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim. Timestamp 39 minutes, 25 seconds.
Wow. These buildings have really taken a beating from all the bombings, huh? Is that a bust of Stalingrad? She is really losing it, isn't she?
Yeah, you're going all right. Dirty Rotten still pitching.
Ron Perlman,
Yep.
who played Hellboy and was in Sons of Anarchy.
Yes. Whose fault is that? Huh? Yeah. And the best performance of a Russian trained by a German, played by a large Jewish man from LA. And it's then that I realized just how kind of weird this movie is. A little odd.
Mhm. But we get a look at sweet Rachel.
This mummy
She,
movie is not what I was expecting.
yeah, she's no clummy librarian here.
Hmm.
Now this is they're playing the old Russian anthem. I think.
So this is irony. You have Bob Hoskins playing Khrushchev here, and Jude Law's in a movie out right now where he plays Putin. So full circle, I guess. October 23rd, 1942.
This feels like a video game I played. Oh yeah, it's got a lot of similarities to the very first Call of Duty game.
Huh.
There's a kill.
Yeah.
You Marxist bastard.
No soup for you.
We're at 57-54. There's a kill. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a
sadly, it
German.
was their own guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trouble is, he's not falling for it. Boom, boom.
Uh-oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
In the air.
There goes Hellboy. See, we're currently at 1 hour, 6 minutes, 32 seconds. Hail FKH 2005. Sometimes known as Tim. Oh, they're really starting to build the pressure up between these two snipers, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true, Enigma. We have one in town. Sadly, it's just cheaper to buy new shoes. Meanwhile, we still have the overall battle. How anybody on either side survived this battle is a miracle. There have been a couple of movies about Stalingrad. This one's actually called Stalingrad that came out in, I believe, '93.
Yeah.
That's actually quite good. And there was another one a few years ago that I've seen clips from. That's from what I've heard is a bit of a CGI mess. A little busy.
Yeah.
Timestamp 1 hour, 17 minutes, 40 seconds. Oh, which shouldn't be so hard, as does glass everywhere. Oh, I got an owie. You know, it's at times like these where I think of the time when Steven Seagal said, "You call this shot? This ain't shot. No bullet here." Sorry. Get thee hence to an ugly fucker. Oh, wait. Yeah, why are you helping the Germans? Your pony. But sorry.
Yeah.
What? What? Okay. Where are we going with this? Okay. Shoot more wolves. Yeah. Do a Star Wars series and I want to watch, stuff like that.
Oh, you're just making him an easy target, aren't you? Aren't you, special friend? Oh boy.
Yeah, this is going to be a little awkward.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. Thought you were Corey Chase. I'm sorry. No, no, you don't. No, you don't. No. What? 1 hour, 30 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Times 10.
getting towards the end, coming towards the final, the last act.
Plus, I am now getting laid on the regular. I would like not to die.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
Do the math, punk. Tanya, about that. I was just following all this. A lot of that going around.
Fubar. The Germans have already Fubar.
Ah,
No, 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 sir. Sleeping on the job. Sleep. Oh,
I'm a short wanker. Eh,
hmm. And you're a neo-Nazi scumbag.
He isn't dead, and do you know why? Because I haven't killed him yet. Coming in from the east, below radar. When will you be back? I can't tell you that. That's classified. Rachel Weisz is compelling in the role of a young Dr. Ruth Westheimer. I'm not kidding. Ruth Westheimer is like a sniper in war. They should do a Dr. Ruth movie. They should do a Christopher Lee movie. Really, they really should. Don't get weird on me, lady.
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
Yeah. Oh, don't be such a gloomy ghost. Gwyneth Paltrow is going to show up later. Whoops.
Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, hang on. It looks like we had a technical difficulties. Sorry about that. It happens. I don't know why it happens, but it does.
All right. Well, while we have this pause in the show here, I want to go ahead and let everybody know that you can join Bill and I tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Central, as we watch the second half of Gettysburg for Western Cinema Presents. All right. We're back at the movie now. 1 hour, 48 minutes, 35 seconds. I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. Oh, and demonetized. And then he married Daniel Craig, and I was very sad.
Oh. She's pissed. Hello, she's pissed.
It's not good for the home team.
Oh, no more.
I'm in good health. They are evacuating me to the other bank. Keep well, my Sasha. And then,
And then. No, and then. Oh, oh. You killed my spotter. You prepare to die.
The one thing he never did at any point. Yep, you moved. Feeling exposed, Major?
Oh boy. Oh,
2 months later, February 3rd, 1943.
She's alive.
Yep. So she can say she's over there, you don't.
Yeah, why they lie?
With all the wounded, they probably lost track, honestly. Several times decorated with the Order of Lenin, Vasily Zaitsev was later elevated to the rank of Hero of the Soviet Union. His rifle can still be seen today at the Stalingrad History Museum among the great symbols of the victory over Nazi Germany. Yes, Enigma. It was the maid, yes, and I think we all knew that from the beginning. So okay.
Neutralize.
R.I.P. Bob Hoskins.
Yes, good film. Good film.
All right, so that was Enemy at the Gates in 2001.
Yep.
Shall I consult the scrolls?
Yes, consult the scrolls.
All right. Enemy at the Gates was released March 16th, 2001. Estimated budget of 68 million. Going on to gross 97 million worldwide. Was nominated for a Harry Award, whatever those are. Motion Picture Sound Editors nominated for a Golden Reel Award, Best Sound Editing for a Foreign Film. Nominated Best Cinematography at the British Society of Cinematographers. Third place at the Gold Spirit Award for Best Action Soundtrack. Nominated for 3 European Film Awards, Jude Law for Best Actor, Rachel Weisz for Best Actress, and Best Director for Jean-Jacques Hano. All right. Filming locations, Babelsberg, Potsdam, Brandenburg, Germany. Bavaria, also Germany. It was all shot in Germany, folks. Which is odd for a movie about Russia, but okay. Kavallerieschule, I probably got that wrong. Kasern, Krampnitz, Potsdam, Brandenburg, Germany. Museum Park, Baustoff Industry, Rudersdorf, Brandenburg, Germany. All right, on to the trivia. Enemy at the Gate was the call for resistance in 1941 when the Nazis besieged Stalingrad, now Volgograd. Stalingrad resistance stopped the Nazis, and the words "enemy at the gate" became a call for anti-Nazi resistance everywhere. Same words are used in the book "Enemy at the Gate: The Battle for Stalingrad" from 1973 by William Craig, which also documents the real-life war exploits of Vasily Zaitsev. On the Blu-ray copy, there are several featurettes about the making of this film. In one of them, director Jean-Jacques Annaud said there were only 3 pages of the entire book devoted to the sniper battle between Zaitsev and the German sniper. Most of the characters in the film are based on real people. Nikita Khrushchev was indeed a political commissar in the Red Army who popularized and promoted sniper Vasily Zaitsev. Khrushchev rose to become the de facto ruler of the Soviet Union from 1953 until 1964. The character of Lyudmila is a possible reference to another famous Soviet sniper, Lyudmila Pavlichenko, who had over 300 kills, even more than that of Vasily Zaitsev, who had around 257. The film was poorly received at the Berlin Film Festival. A German-Russian writer, Vladimir Kamener, who played an extra in the film, criticizes how the Soviet soldiers are portrayed in the film. Major Koenig, played by Ed Harris, can be seen wearing gloves with the index finger and thumb on its right hand removed. This was quite common for snipers in cold conditions, as it helped prevent frostbite in the hand, also allowing them to make delicate changes to their weapon and ensuring a smooth trigger squeeze. Originally, the story was a long-cherished project of Sergei Eisenstein. The Battle of Stalingrad was also a project that Sergio Leone planned to make, but the project fell through. Originally slated for release in late December, Paramount shunted it back to the following spring. It is estimated that the Axis suffered 260,000 soldiers killed in action, with 90,000 captured during the Battle of Stalingrad. The Soviet casualties were even more severe, with an estimated 500,000 soldiers killed and probably at least as many civilians. Jude Law and Ed Harris were cast largely on the expressiveness of their eyes. They were frequently called to convey emotion without saying a word. Joseph Fiennes was the first actor cast in the film. In printing press, when Vasily and Danilov have an argument, tears in Jude Law's eyes are genuine. Vasily uses a Mosin Nagant rifle during the film. It is chambered in 7.62 by 54R. The large set of Stalingrad had to be built from scratch in Germany. Set construction began in October of 1999 and took nearly 5 months. In large battle scenes, it was deemed too dangerous for so many extras in a confined space to set off explosions by remote. Stuntmen were mixed in with the extras to set off the explosions by stepping on pressure plates. At 54 minutes, 10 seconds, one of the snipers burns his fingers on a field stove and quickly rubs them behind his ears. This is very realistic, as there is usually body oil accumulating there and it would ease blistering. And touching the earlobes after burning your fingers will help transfer some of the heat away, thereby easing the pain. The wreckage of a German aircraft outside a department store scene is a Cybel Si-204, a light military transport built in small numbers. It is consistent with the period, and the markings are authentic for the Russian front. It was built in France and Czechoslovakia, as well as Germany, and many were operated by both civilian and military air fleets until the 1970s. It is clearly a mock-up, however, and the tailplane is wrong. It is a single tailplane and 204-headed twin tail. One of the trailers made for the movie used several musical themes from Nixon. Ed Harris and Bob Hoskins star in both movies. The locomotive used for filming the troop train scene, it is ironically a German-built Kriegslok. war locomotive. About 2,700 were captured by the Soviets, but not used by the Soviet railways until after the war. At the time of its release, it was the biggest budget British movie ever made. The film depicts Zaitsev as a bit of an unschooled simpleton from some backwater part of the country, but who knew how to shoot a rifle. In reality, Vasily Zaitsev was an educated man and had worked for 5 years as an accountant in the Russian Navy stationed in the Pacific before joining the army. In the film, Zaitsev and his comrades seem to be exploited by the communist leadership, seemingly being thrown into the horrors of war, ignorant of what they were facing, viewed mostly as nothing more than cannon fodder. According to Vasily Zaitsev's own writings on the war, however, he and his comrades in the Navy for a long time begged their superiors to transfer them to the army so that they could fight at Stalingrad, knowing full well what they were volunteering for. Having served for years in the Russian Navy before being transferred to the Army, Zaitsev was proud of his naval background and wore his blue and white striped Navy shirt under his uniform during his time in Stalingrad. Outside of Vasily Zaitsev's own accounts of the war, there is no evidence of the existence of Major Koenig, which, since they, in the film, took his dog tags and his medal and all that, right? If he's real, how do we know? Either way. It took a team of 300 nearly 5 months to create all of the prosthetic corpses seen in the film. While much is said of Stalingrad being of symbolic value for Adolf Hitler, it was a transit hub for oil deliveries for the Soviets, who got their oil from Chechnya and Azerbaijan at the time. The whole southern focus of the Axis campaign on the Eastern Front was to capture the Caucasus oil fields. And I probably pronounced that totally wrong, but okay. The wheeled machine gun used to shoot the retreating Russians is a British Vickers gun modified to resemble a Russian PM M1910. They're both based on the Maxim gun developed in the 1880s. Some Red Army Stalingrad veterans were so offended by the inaccuracies in the film and how the Red Army was portrayed on them. May 7th, 2001, shortly after the film premiered in Russia, they expressed their displeasure in the Duma, demanding a ban of the film, but their request was not granted. From a strategic point of view, the Battle of Stalingrad was of much less importance than the Second Battle of El Alamein. The Allied victory at El Alamein won the North African campaign, won the Battle of the Mediterranean, ended the siege of Malta, and prevented the Axis from invading Egypt, saved the Suez Canal, secured the Middle East with its vast oil reserves, because fucking of course they did, and made possible the invasions of Sicily, Italy, and southern France, thus greatly helping to ease the D-Day invasion. In 2008, Ron Perlman narrated the radio version of David Benioff's City of Thieves. Both show World War II urban warfare from the Russian perspective, and the central personal relationship is among two male comrades and a female sniper. The film cast includes 1 Oscar winner, Rachel Weisz, and 3 Oscar nominees, Ed Harris, Bob Hoskins, and Jude Law. This musical score by James Horner has a couple of interesting and noteworthy elements because they come up frequently. For tension and battle scenes, he uses a 4-note horn riff familiar from his work in Battle Beyond the Stars and Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. For those of you who maybe didn't notice during the course of the film. Yeah. Wait a minute. When did this become Star Trek? Well, there you go. But he also creates a bit of sentimental scoring that sounds like a variation on John Williams' theme from Schindler's List. Rachel Weisz later starred in The Constant Gardener with Joseph Fiennes' brother Ray Fiennes. And of course, that's where she got her Oscar, was with that film. Rachel Weisz began filming The Mummy Returns shortly after completing filming this film. As on Jacquinot directed Ron Perlman previously to working in Enemy at the Gates in The Name of the Rose in 1986. And I keep wanting to say he directed Quest for Fire, but I might be wrong. The river cross. When I am able to speak. The river crossing scene in Enemy at the Gates inspired a level in the first. He brought this up. Inspired a level in the first Call of Duty video game.
Yep.
Copied almost verbatim from the film. The first mission, a Russian soldier has the player get off a train packed with other Red Army soldiers, board a boat which is strafed by Stuka dive bombers, see deserters who jump into the river shot, and handed a handful of ammunition instead of a rifle.
Yep.
I
knew it. It looked familiar because I played that game. I still play that game. I love that game.
There is a scene where Major Koenig sees wounded German soldiers on the train across from his. He lowers the shades somewhat disdainfully so he doesn't have to look upon their misery. This parallels a real-life event where Adolf Hitler, normally one to enthusiastically wave and greet from his rolling headquarters train car, looks disdainfully upon wounded German soldiers from the Eastern Front and has his servant lower this shade a few months before the defeat at Stalingrad. It is thought that he was upset and depressed about how poorly the war was going there, and it began his long deterioration as the war became more and more hopeless. Rachel Weisz will play a Russian again in Black Widow. The duel between Zaitsev and Koenig is partially based on records made by Vasily Zaitsev. The rifle scope taken from the killed German sniper is now at the Central Army Museum in Moscow, Russia. The German who was shot in the duel was SS sniper Colonel Heinz Thorvald. The Germans claimed someone named Koenig had been shot in the duel and not Thorvald because they didn't want to admit their ace was down. This claim by Zaitsev was also found in papers on the body identifying him as Thorvald. Unfortunately, in real life, there was no happy reunion for Vasily and Tanya. By the battle's end, each thought the other was dead, and Tanya learned years later that not only was her lover still alive, but had recently married. Or at least so she claimed. According to Vasily, they were never lovers, and in fact, he was never in any relationships during the war. Throughout the film, the only times Vasily is ever seen killing anyone is at the beginning in Stalingrad when he meets Danilov, and at the end when he kills Koenig, with the first being the only scene showing his sharpshooting prowess. The film's depictions of the Soviet forces blocking detachments, machine gunning retreating soldiers, of soldiers being locked in crowded boxcars to prevent desertion, of soldiers being screamed at and threatened and humiliated upon arrival, of soldiers going into the Battle of Stalingrad unarmed due to the lack of weapons available, are entirely made up to paint the Soviets as more villainous for film. It is not historically accurate to the real Red Army in any way. The film only shows two women snipers. Both of them are depicted as lacking skills and not really killing anyone. But in reality, women made up a large portion of the Soviet sniper force. Soviet women snipers are credited with over 10,000 kills. 309 kills, claimed kills belong to Lyudmila Pavlichenko, placing her within the top 5 snipers in human history. This movie marks the second time that Ron Perlman works as on Jacquinot, the first being in 1986 with The Name of the Rose. On both occasions, Perlman's characters die. And that is it. The scrolls are closed.
Okay. You test me. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lies! They got married and had many little Russians. Yeah.
So yeah, tomorrow I got the second part of the Gettysburg conclusion on Western Cinema Presents, and then Monday with the longest day.
Yeah.
All right. Like to thank everybody for being here today. As I always say at the end of these, be excellent to one another. Party on, and we'll see you at the next one. Okay, do your thing, Gleedon.
All right. As for myself, I am going to in 1 hour. I will be joining Big Al Presents along with Netters Network and Troy Pacelli for Films with Friends. And we are going to be watching a very different movie. Disney Pixar's take on Rapunzel, Tangled. All right. And of course, tomorrow I will be, of course, joining Bill for Western Cinema Presents as we finish up Gettysburg. The final 2 hours and 10 minutes or so of the film. And there's quite a bit of trivia on IMDb. So it might be a little bit of an extended show than what we normally do. So just to be on the safe side, there's no unscripted this week. But I have my next two shows pretty much planned out unless something happens between now and then. I do know that it's been quite a news day. So to answer your question, what would I be doing in the next hour, Enigma, is probably heading on over to one of the news channels here on YouTube and catch up because it's been quite a day. All right. Let's see. Of course, I will also tomorrow night at 11 p.m. be hosting the next episode of Reserved Seats. Aged Boomer is going to be joining me for that program, and we are going to talk about the Shudder, the streaming service Shudder, and why we like it so much. And so basically, we're going to be talking about film. So past and present. So there'll be that. Monday, of course, joining Bill for our special Monday edition, Memorial Day, as we watch The Longest Day. That's going to be beginning at about 3 p.m. Eastern. And then, let's see, Tuesday, we'll be live from Sparkwood 21 at 8:30 p.m., which I co-host with Troy, Netter, and Boomer. And I believe we have a show on Wednesday, Bill.
Yep.
With a special edition of In Harm's Way, which we're going to be, I think, beginning at around. What do we have the time set for? Hold on. Just a second, folks. The page jumped on me. Let me check. All right. In Harm's Way, and that will be at 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday the 27th. And the next day after that, Thursday, we are going to round out our Salute to the Troops with 1917. And that will also be at 5:30 p.m. And then later that night will be my program, Coming Attractions. We can find out what I'm going to be doing next week. And of course, on behalf of Bill and myself, I do want to thank everyone who joined us. I think we had over 60 people watching at one point. So thank you to everybody who was who followed us along, even if you were just here for a couple of minutes. I do want to remind everybody that you can find Enemy at the Gates on physical media, and it is also available on Fandango at home. And I'm sure probably Pluto and Tubi, because they have extensive libraries. And of course, I'd like to go ahead and thank everybody in the chat. Enigma Severus, Connie Cleary. I know we had Andrea Black with us at one point. FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim. Gambit the First. LDG was with us. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. And if I missed anyone, my apologies, but thank you for being here. And as I always say at the end of every broadcast, from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.
And the link up it's showing right now, that's a link for Films with Friends.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
So that's going up in 54 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, 53 minutes now. So,
right. Cool.
Head on over there. Never get out. If you're a sniper, never get out in the open, because that's not a good thing. Yeah.
No.
Anyway. See you guys later. Have a great rest of your night.